Atkinson, and I would like to pitch you my FMP idea called The Antlered Gospel. The Antlered Gospel is about a girl called Phoebe who escapes a cult at 16, but 2 years later she tries to basically get her life back together, only to be manipulated into going back to the life she tried so hard to leave. My inspiration for this film was Hereditary for the set design and the dream confession scene in this scene here, and I also like the camera work, and with the character of Joan, I really liked her character because she seems so sweet and innocent until later on in the film, spoilers, she turns out to be part of the cult and just manipulates the main characters into going into the cult. I also took inspiration from Luxie Season 2 Episode 2, it's a short series on YouTube from the channel Crypt TV, and I really like the use of necessary sound design and visual editing because even though this particular episode is only 5 minutes long, you can really get a lot of the storyline from that particular episode. And I also got inspiration from Midsommar because of editing and the use of wide shots to set up a scene in a location, and also both these two because of the cult aspects as well. Luxie, not so much a cult aspect, but there are gods that people do worship. My main synopsis is a girl called Phoebe. She ends up waking up inside of a forest, but this is going to be a dream sequence at the start, so it's going to be about 30 seconds, and only to find that she has become face to face with the life she tried to leave. She wakes up on her friend's couch.
I love this.
She wakes up on her friend's couch who she's staying with. He's called Jonathan, and he ends up comforting her, telling her that it's okay, nothing bad is happening. Then the next day she ends up going to therapy, talking about her dream and why she didn't like it. And the therapist gives her some water, and then she's all a bit drowsy after that, but she thinks it's because it's a lack of sleep. She ends up going back to Jonathan's house and she's feeling really woozy, and he says maybe you should tell Dr. Eva about it, which is the name of the therapist. She ends up going back before she ends up collapsing again in the office and wakes back up in the forest where she has come face to face with the cult. The visual feel for this, again with my main inspirations being Hereditary and Midsommar, I really like those because of the set design and the locations, but also these photos here, they're from a woodland area across the road from my house because I live in Washington. There's quite a few woodland trails, and I would really like to film that, and it also tends to be really bright, but I want to use colour correction to try and bring that down to make it look like nighttime. So for my risks, equipment could be broken while filming because that's the main thing, because you don't really want that to happen. Equipment could be damaged on arrival because we tend to get some people who damage the equipment and just put them back, and we don't really want that, so that's a major risk when filming. The equipment could get dirty in the woodland trail, which is why I kind of want to make sure I have covers for them, especially if it's raining, because I know we've got some camera covers somewhere, even though they're very hard to try and navigate.
Yeah.
The actors may cancel or not show up the day of, which is very infuriating because it just brings the whole thing down. And the rooms and equipment may be booked on the days that I plan to film, which is why I really want to plan ahead. For my feasibility, the equipment I'm going to get from Gateshead College, and I also have a few equipment at home. The filming in college and my home and the woodland area, so everyone knows where they are, and my actors know the locations as well. I'm allowed to film in the woodland areas, it's a public space, and I've actually got an email from the council saying that I'm allowed to do that, so because we learn about phones. I know the actors and I work well with them because I know them from Psychopath. I don't know if you've heard of that, but I've acted with them once in Psychopath last year and I work really well with them, and my actors can get to all 3 locations. There was something on this slide. So why
not animated if you flick forward, maybe.
No.
Okay.
Sorry. So why audiences will love this film is because Ari Aster is one of my main inspirations for this film, hence with Hereditary and Midsommar. And I really like how a lot of people really agree with me that he's a great director and audiences love his films. So I really want to try and get that onto my own film, even though it's going to be significantly shorter than his films. And I know that a lot of people, they tend to love twists because I did have, I think for my form on there, but the 97% of people said that they liked twists and only 3% of people said that they didn't, but again that's a major majority, and I really want to incorporate that, and that's why I know audiences will love it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Cheers.